Just sharing some of my thoughts on the gender war. To what end? We must ask ourselves, why are we doing this and what purpose does it serve? Okay, guys. Um, I don't like comparing who are the bigger victims when it comes to the black race, black men or black women. But I pretty much want every feminist to know out there that neither one is any more protected than the other one, and there's so many reasons for that. I'm not saying that black women are protected or more protected in the Western world, and I'm not saying that black men are more protected or more able to protect themselves. Yes, we are kind of, but in this world, y'all have to understand that it's black people that's under this kind of duress. It's not just black men, and it's not just black women. And honestly, I'm going to tell y'all this. One group that you need to start paying more attention to are the black children and see what direction they're going in and, making the best future, since we're already adults and, we already are at the age where we're big enough and strong enough to make a difference. We should. But I would not try to withhold anything from our children. We have to prepare them for what they're going to see and not to, use always use racism as an excuse, but, use racism as a teaching tool to prepare your children for what's to come. I mean, it's just that it's too many things that are happening right now that it point to the fact that we need to get our shit together as a people. I don't know. Maybe I think the gender war is non-existent. Maybe I think it's something that's psychological in all of our heads. No, the basis of this gender war is the fact that no one wants to take the blame for what's happening to the children. I mean, how are more and more teenage girls ended up pregnant, and how do more and more of our young men end up incarcerated? And I think it's a number of factors. There's no leadership in no communities, or the leadership that exists in our communities is very poor. Or you can even, the most popular reason is the father is not present. And father not being present, depending on, I would say, who the dad is. If you look at some of these guys that are getting these women pregnant, it's probably better that they don't, that they're not in the child's life. I'll tell everybody all the time, vet your partner. Don't get the wrong woman pregnant, or, use a condom if you don't want a child, or for the women to practice every kind of birth control that you possibly can if you don't want children. Otherwise, it just seems kind of shady to point the finger and, place the blame on someone. But guess what? Who's responsible for the upbringing? The environments that you place these children in, the influences that these children have growing up. Now, when I was growing up, that always pointed to the parent. It just did. It was no question. What was the parent doing? Where's the parent? Or parents? I grew up in a 2-parent home, and I'm not a criminal. I'm not perfect. I lost my virginity before I got married. But who is perfect? Just that, I don't know. This gender war is just getting kind of almost pointless. But we absolutely have to be accountable for this. We absolutely have to be. If you're not pleased with what's going on, call it out. Call it out. That's for a man and that's for a woman, especially in our community. But we also need to start coming up with solutions. People always talk about building. Okay, architects, since y'all want to build, let's start building. A lot of the people that say they don't want the negative things or in our community to happen, you know, a lot of people, they participate in the fuckery of it all. They have fun with the fuckery. So how can you as a people say that you want to build? You want all the negative stuff to stop if you feed into it. You know, I'm not wrong for saying, hey, you know what? Maybe the black community needs to focus on rebuilding the family structure and group economics. That Facebook group I'm running has 28K profiles in it. All of them not black, but I would say most are black. And the posts and the conversations that get the most play are the ratchet fuckery post. You know, kind of like a black man ain't shit post. Because black men, you know, like a woman will say, y'all need to start wearing condoms and take care of your kids and be there, stop abandoning your children. Then we might clap back with something like, well, statistically speaking, black fathers are there. In fact, black fathers are the most present. Then it's gender war. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm starting to question the need for the discussion. But at the same time, the discussion needs to be had if we want to solve anything. You know, I get tired of trying to have this discussion with people that I'm close to, friends, family members, and not getting anything, getting dismissed. Oh, don't pay any attention to that. Like it's a step cousin that you hide in the closet whenever company comes over, or something that you quickly sweep under the rug. What is y'all problem with having a discussion involving words and drawing conclusions that actually make sense and trying to talk about solutions, how we're going to build, you know, what our predecessors' vision was for us and how we can realize those visions. It's probably not going to happen with the gender war. As long as we pointing fingers at each other. But absolutely, at the same time, if you point to me and say that black men need to be there for their children, this is why all of this is happening, I'm going to rain some facts down on you. Yes, those are one of the contributing factors. But you know what? To the left of me is my daughter. She's sitting right there. I know where she is. And I'm raising her. You know, I'm gonna do a common sense approach to raising children. You know, not the usual indoctrination practices. And we'll see how she turns out. You know, every child isn't perfect, but we can give it a hell of a shot. So my suggestion to anybody who is engrossed in the gender wars is this. I'm not saying stop, because there's freedom of speech. I'm just saying that if you're going to come into it with some facts. Come into it with some maturity. Not the usual, I hate you, y'all ain't shit, y'all fucking with thugs. Oh, well, you ain't shit, y'all ain't taking care of your kids, you ain't making no damn money, blah, blah, blah. If you were there for your child, if you use a condom, well, maybe if you use birth control, which are all great points. But what's the end? What is the end? What is going to be the eventual end? What is the end, baby? What's the end going to be? I will say this. Just do whatever you can to make sure these kids are okay. Throw your opinions out, but make sure there's an end to it. Make sure there's something afterwards. You know, if we end up all hating each other and not communicating maturely and not talking to each other, guess what? There's no point. There's no point. I'm not going to ever simp out. I'm not gonna treat guilty parties like they're innocent. But oh yeah, I have to go check on the baby real quick. But take care of yourselves, people, and try to make sense and come to a solution. Okay. All right.